Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the Mesillas Yesharim, and Ramchal writes the following words: all of these main principles that we discussed the last few days, the different areas of Avodas Hashem that we have to work on, they require tremendous explanation. And I found in the words of our sages, and I found that they divide everything up in a beautiful order. In a really fine and clear way, that is the order and the levels that are needed in order that a person will acquire them in the proper way. Chazal, the sages, they set everything up, says the Ramchal, that if we follow their prescription over here that we're going to discuss, there's an orderly fashion that's going to take us one rung on the ladder after another to eventually get to the highest levels of Avodas Hashem that will be possible for us. It's brought in a brisa, which is a Mishnaic text, which can be found in several places in Shas, in the Gemara. One of them is found in the chapter Lifnei Eidehen in the Masechta tractate Avodah Zarah. And it writes the following: Mikan Amar Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair. From here, Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair says the following: Torah mevi lidei zehiros. A person learns Torah, it brings them to zehiros, to being careful with their deeds. Zehiros mevi lidei zrizos. When you're careful with your deeds, it brings you to being alacritous, to doing things quickly, with great passion. Zrizos mevi lidei nikius. When you do things quickly and you do things systematically, it will bring you to nikius. You'll cleanse your actions and your deeds will be clean of any refes, of any dirt or filth that might be there. Nikius mevi lidei precious. Once you cleanse yourself and your deeds are on such a high level, so it'll bring you to precious, you'll begin to separate yourself from those things that are not necessary. Precious mevi lidei tahara. Once that you become separated from things that are not so intrinsic to your life, you'll come to the world of tahara, of purity. Tahara mevi lidei chasidus. Purity will bring you to chasidus, to piety. Chasidus mevi lidei anava. Piety will bring you to humility. Keep in mind all these things. Every chapter of this sefer is going to define what these categories are. Anava mevi lidei yiras. When you become a humble person, it will bring you to true fear of sin. Yiras mevi lidei kedusha. The fear of sin will bring a person to kedusha, to holiness. Kedusha mevi lidei ruach hakodesh, and the holiness will bring a person to ruach hakodesh, to divine understanding and divine knowledge, a divine wisdom, just a level that's a drop lower than prophecy. And ruach hakodesh mevi lidei tchias hamesim. And once that you reach that level, where you have Ruach HaKodesh, you have divine vision and understanding of things in a much deeper way than anybody else does, that can even bring to Techias HaMesim, you'll be able to revive the dead. Now these are high levels, and the Ramchal is going to spend the rest of the Sefer describing how the rungs in the ladder work, so we can comfortably climb one level after another and acquire those for ourselves. And because of this brisa, because of this statement of Rav Pinchas ben Yair, that's why I decided to write this book. In his great humility, in his uneffacing approach to learning, the Ramchal writes, I wrote it to teach myself, and to remind others. For him, he has to teach himself as if he doesn't know. Everybody else, he assumes, knows it, so he's just reminding them. All the different details of perfect and complete service of Hashem and the different levels that are there. And I will explain each one of these traits that we're discussing over here and all of the nuances and the different parts of them. How a person can acquire them, and what are the things that are going to cause us to lose them and not to be able to come in contact with them properly. And of course, once that you achieve it, once that you acquire it, you have to know how to guard it. What would be the point of learning all of these amazing ideas of what the life of an Eved Hashem is all about, just to get inspired and then 5 seconds later lose everything that we just gained? Rather, says the Ramchal, I want to teach you, first of all, how to get to that level. I want to teach you how to be aware of those things that are mafsidov, that will try to get in the way of you actually gaining them. But when you do acquire these great levels of Avodas Hashem, I have to teach you how to put up the guards, how to put up the force field of Kedusha, of Ruchnius, of spirituality, to be able to maintain such levels. So that when I read it, and anybody who reads this, they will find nachas, they will find favor, and they will find peace, they will find good things inside of here. And we're going to leave at this moment in the introduction. There's a little bit left, which we're going to save till tomorrow. But basically, the Ramchal is writing over here the following. And that is, I'm not making this up, folks. I'm basing everything in this entire sefer on the words of Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair, who was one of the great Tanoim of the times of Mishnah and Talmud. He was a person who was living on a very, very high level, and he wrote the statement that's going to be the spiritual ladder for a person to be able to climb up and away, so to speak, to reach higher levels in Avodas Hashem. As we mentioned yesterday, these are lofty levels, these are very high levels, and we're going to figure out how to make this tangible to us, how to bring it down to earth, so that you and I, who are living in Tuf Shin Pei 5780, 2020, America, England, Eretz Yisrael, wherever you're living right now, but we know that we're not Pinchas ben Yair, we're not the Ramchal, so we're going to have to figure out how we're going to apply these things to ourselves so that we also can live a life of the Mesillas Yesharim, of the path of the just. Have a wonderful day.